I'm now going to show you a demonstration of shadows. If you notice with this alphabet, there's no other lines around the letters. It's an optical illusion, really. This is what the sign writers would have done with when they painted on the shops' frontages and things like that. And so it just shows you, it's like when I was doing these scrolls, when or the copper plate engravers, and when the jewellery of the Victorian era, they used to do snuff boxes and watches and various other things. They used a very fine line as well as these cuts here. In some cases you didn't need to shade inside here because you've already got that beautiful shape, and on occasions you never closed these. There was no real need. Your eye more or less closed some of these little gaps. So this is just a sort of a demonstration of how the letters would have been. You see, if I was to do something like so, and then I put another little movement underneath here, that's forming that. I will do a curve here, like so, again, and I will come around to an area like this. You see, it's gradually developing. I will see an area here, which I could have changed around to that shape. See, so I've got the light coming from that left, and it's causing a shadow here. So all the underneath part here would have a shadow. It would cause this, and if I was to make a small serif on the end here, like a block here, I would put this underneath here like this, you see. And so that's how that would work out. Now I've got to put another shadow here, because I'm going to give an impression of this movement around here, but of course I won't put it there. This is where it comes here, you see. So it would work like that, and if you can see, it creates itself a white interior of the letter, so it will give this effect, you see. So that is what I'm talking about with the engraving. In the eyes, the opticals will do this for you. You will get this beautiful crisp shading, shadow here, you see here, and it could be very fine here. Now the problem is, as I mentioned a few times, well, when you have a transfer down, you just go around at the same depth all the way around, following this around very mechanically, but you don't seem to get the nuances of this. You see these? This is what you need. Of course, it's the size of the object you're working on. Yeah, I see these motorbikes, the engraving on various parts of motorbikes. They're superb. They're really good, and I won't dispute that. On certain occasions, you need more depth, but on knives and various other smaller objects, this is a beautiful movement. Mainly for the open type of scroll. Sometimes it may get lost a bit when you're doing the background, but it just gives me the opportunity to give you the other side of my thoughts of how we can. So if we're doing the letter T, for instance, we will do the cross bar at the top here, and we see it's on that side, so the light's got to come this side here, and it forms that. And then because the light's coming that side, this is the side where the shadow will come down like this, you see. So we would leave it there because we're going to leave a white gap, or would have been coloured. So there's going to be the base of this again. It would be like that, you see. So, and because I'm sitting close to it on the screen itself, you may be able to spot this. We can do all shapes and create letters like that, which is a little bit, these are more upright and these are stylized. They've got a little, see this little movements you can get in it. So these are, if you know, I'm always putting these little things on as little exercises, or to keep the interest going, to make you understand, or try to make you understand, that there are so many different ways of creating. And so as I mentioned, light coming this side, so don't need that there. Underneath here, we just start it here. This is the U, you see, so we got it here. Light coming that side, so we need the shadow coming here. See, and it will form itself right the way around here, like this. Yeah, and of course we would have this little movement here if we want that there, and a little movement here, you see. So that's a little bit of fun to play with. So we can do all this. You put the, you will do this lovely curves like I mentioned before. This is a good example of using your curves. Oh, just a little bit. So we can make it thicker because it's might be a thicker letter. So now we've got this light there again. So we need a gap here, around here. So we'll take this up here and bring that down here, and it's going to go underneath to about there. Oops. And it's just an example of optics, really. Your mind or your brain sees something here, but as you notice, there's no need in a way for the line. If you do it, then it will be a very fine line, you see. But bit of fun. Now this is the way I was mentioning how to do these curves like so, you see. So see, the pencil or the pen or your graver goes deeper here, you see. So I can just put this here like so, bring it around again like that here. Now I'm coming in from this side, doing that movement. See, it's got that little cut coming in around again here, and it needn't necessarily close so much there, you see. And you do these movements like this, and it gets life to it. It's none of the big leaf stuff. You don't know what you're going to do with it and you leave it like that. No. Well, I won't contradict any other designer that does that type of leaf well. The only problem is following that big leaf and you don't know what's going to happen. It looks like a big piece of dead lettuce leaf or something like that, you see. So you give it a little bit of a lift and a bit of a movement coming here, helter-skeltering, and it does these. You have the choice of what type of scroll work you prefer and what you're aiming for. And I can only do a certain amount of these scrolls, I presume. I could do most of them. But this is like a natural way, and if you're following the instructions, this is the way I will be teaching. If you want to know other styles. I can teach you other styles. Well, that's just an example. I'll leave it for now. There's another little one I've done here, you see. No, there's no shading in this at all. It's just the outline. A different type of scroll, but well, I classify it as fairly simple because it's got all these curves in. There's no shading. I'll leave it to you, and I'll come back later, and I'll hear from anybody that needs to know. Bye now.